All right, hello once again, Jeff Scott of Rankin Technical College. Hopefully coming to you with the last of the body mass index or BMI calculator demo presentations. I'm in the middle of working on my one for Android, and I wanted to show you, I did go in and you typically wouldn't do this, but I brought up a regular text editor and I went back to version 3, which is kind of now version 2 of this, and I ripped out everything that I put in the last one. In other words, I added back right in my routine the checking for height, the checking for weight, the doing the status, the building the output, and setting it. So all those routines are now gone. I did want to mention, I wanted you to hear this, and that is that there is another file that is in here that's called colors.xml. All right, those are some colors that are there, but I'm going to come in and I'm going to add a couple colors here. Why? You'll see why in just a moment. Color, name, equal, let's do yellow first. All right. And you have to give it a value. Well, it's the recommendation is that you use the hex code value. So what I did was I went out and found the hex code for yellow, which was FFFF00, which is total saturation of red, total saturation of green, and none of blue. All right, so I'm going to do that. So I'm going to create myself a new color, and there that is. All right, and I also want to create a kind of a magenta. And for that one, I did the same thing. I went out, tried to find magenta, which I thought that wasn't bad. And they say, here is the hex code for that. So I think I can remove both of those now. All right, so now I have two color resources. So you create colors in much the same way that you create strings. All right, so why am I even showing you that? Well, again, the idea was to come in here and try to make this look a little bit more like the, like the Android App Inventor one that we had done earlier. So going back into my main activity main here. Okay, I could come up here, I can try this, but I don't want to hose this thing up any more than I already have. But I could come up here for plain text and just drag that up there. See, that's the problem, is it's going to look terrible. All right, I don't want it like that. I want it to basically stretch across here, there. And then I'll pull this down a little bit. And this. And this. I don't know if it's going to let me pull this down too much, so there. All right, see where it says name right here? I want to change that. So first of all, I've got a new label that I put in, and text view height, etc., etc. Edit text name. So we'll call this edit text. It shouldn't have been an edit text. It should have been a text view. Jeffrey. Delete. Let's see if we can find a text view in here. Here we go. All right, so we'll put it in there like that. Why it's way up there, I don't know, but it is. I'm going to stretch that. I don't know why it's not letting me, but I think I know why. But I'm going to call that text view title. All right. I'm going to come in here and I want to go back into my strings file. And let's do this right at the top. String name equal title. And we'll give it a value of BMI calculator. All right, Save that. Go back to my activity file here, and we'll set the text. Right now it says text view. As you can see, we're going to remove that. We're going to reset it so that the title says BMI calculator. That's good. That's what we want it to say. I'm going to go in, and with that, I want to go into text here, and there I'm looking for the text view, which has got my BMI calculator on it. That's good. I want to set the width instead of to wrap content. I'm going to try to set this to match parent. All right, I'm going to save. Let me jump back and see if that widened it out. It did. That's good. All right, and let's see. What I want too is I want to go in there, and I want that to, well, it's got BMI calculator, which is fine. View all properties. So I want to come in here, and for my background, I want to set that so that I don't want it to be any of these. Text color. I apologize. It's been a while since I've looked at a lot of this stuff, but text. I don't want a resource like that. Huh. Definitely not doing what I thought it would do. Well, let's see if we can set our text color. How does that work? Working the same way. There we go. All right. So we want the text color to be yellow. That's good. And we want the background to be magenta. All right, so what I'm showing you here is how we're going to try to make this look at least somewhat the way that our Android App Inventor app looked. Okay, now for the text size, can I change the size here? It's got 14 dp, which is the default. What if we make it 24 dp? That's better. Text style. I'm not sure what that's doing. I was hoping to bold it, but it's not that big a thing. Color, I'm looking in here. I'm starting to look at all the different things for the text. Text style. Bold. Okay, getting there. And I want to also set the, I don't know if that would be under alignment. I want to center it. No, I don't think that's it. Well, as always, property, Android property to align text. Line center text with Android. Android gravity in the text view to center. Let's see what that does. Alright, so let's see if we can find gravity in here. Gravity. center. All right, there we go. So you can already see it's starting. Okay, then this, the height, that one, the background is going to be yellow. All right, and the text color now is going to be magenta. Okay, and we can also, if we really wanted to, you know, I could blow this up again so I could make this bigger, etc. I'm not going to worry about that. All right. You can see where that's, you know, I tried changing it there. 24 is way too big. How about 14? Maybe we can make it a little bigger than the 14. 18. Stretch that. All right. And again, I can come down and text style. I can bold it so you can see what's happening here, right? All right. So I'm going to come into here. I'm not going to touch that. I'm going to come into here and do the same thing that I did there. In other words, I'm going to bold it, come in there and make the text size like we just did, 18. All right. Again, set the text color as we have been doing. Set it to magenta. Set the background color. To yellow. All right, those two are done. Come back in here and do the BMI then. So again, the background color, as we have been doing, we'll set that to yellow. We will set the text color. Let's bold this. Do the size again, which I think we said was 18. All right. And text color. Magenta. All right. So you can see it's not perfect by any means, but it's getting there. All right. The other thing I wanted to do, but I was having problems with it, is I wanted to add an image. And when you look in here, you've got, when we look down here, we've got an image view. So there's an image button, there's an image view, and there is a video view. Well, I thought that what I would want would be the image view, so I tried taking that and dragging that in. All right. And there's not many features here. All right. So I'm going to cancel. But as soon as I cancel, it removed the image view from here. All right. Which isn't good. That isn't at all what I wanted. All right. I could play with the size of my buttons, etc. That's not really that important a thing as far as I'm concerned. All right. So I went and tried to take a look at this and come in and look at how to create an image view in Android. So add the image to your resources, put the images into a folder, and you're supposed to have different sizes. This is low density, this is medium density, and this is high density. All right. Then add the image view and add it basically. All right. And what I wanted to do was very similar to what I did before, was to have an opening image at the bottom here that would change when we change things. I'm not going to get to that point. All right. I've kind of reached my breaking point on doing this. So I'm going to try to do a build, clean project, build, rebuild project, and let's do it twice as we've been doing. All right, and let's run it. I just want to see if my colors are going to come up now. So I've shown you very quickly in this particular example how we can go in and work with color. So again, while this is loading up, or hopefully it's loading up, I hope that you got something out of this. Again, the idea was to go through here and give you examples of all of the different types of programs that are done, the different programming languages that are taught here at Rankin Technical College. So again, you've seen using a very simple example, and I'm probably going to mirror this in class, but I may mirror it with something as simple as like a miles per gallon program. I like to use something that's fairly simplistic like this. To me, it makes sense to do that because it's something that people can identify with. So again, we've looked at examples here, and we've looked at examples using JavaScript, jQuery, C# console, C# GUI, ASP.NET, which was a kind of an extension of C#. All right, Java, Android App Inventor 2, and Android. So you've gotten to see 8 different things. Now, for some reason, this isn't even coming up. All right. There should be absolutely nothing that I've done by just adding colors that should goof this up. You can see I don't even have my image view in here. All right. So again, I'm not sure exactly what the problem is. Let's close that. Do another build, clean project, build, rebuild project, build, clean project, build, rebuild project, run it again. You've seen a little bit of the quirkiness of the Android emulator. I have talked to my boss, Mr. Charles Corrigan, and asked him about the possibility of coming in here and adding or buying about 10 Android tablets for the school to be able to use. This should be coming up, and it's not. I'm not a happy camper right now. I will try one last thing. That is, I'm going to do a file, close project, then I'm going to go back up and reopen the project. Well, again, I tried to go back and restart the project, but nothing appears to be coming up now. So that will end this series of presentations. Hope you got something out of it.